Crimson Trace announces Link, the world's first wireless laser and white light system, combining a green laser and 300 lumen light with instinctive activation for AR-type rifles. Link, smart, simple, secure. Learn more at crimsontrace.com.
The number one national voice in defense of your Second Amendment rights. Gun Talk, available on iTunes and on the free Gun Dealio smartphone app for Android and iPhone. To be on the air with Tom, call us now, 866-825-5486 or 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, here's Tom.
Right. Talk about guns. Well, you can join me. We can all talk about guns. We'll talk about the election, too. 866-TALK-GUN gets you in here. Just dial Tom, that's me, Tom, Talk Gun. Yep, that'll work. We'll just get you in here. We are open lines this hour. Just you and me. We're going to talk about, well, the things. The things that are out there. Wow, a lot of stuff to talk about. The politics, of course. The existential threat to our freedom that Hillary Clinton represents. And, of course, people just want to know about what gun should I get, and we'll talk about that. If you're getting ready for hunting season, are you getting something new, or are you taking an older gun out, classic gun? That's so much fun. I enjoyed taking that Model 21 shotgun out. I didn't hit anything with it, and it turns out it doesn't fit me, so it's going to be impossible to hit anything with it, or it'd be, I guess, just luck if I did. That's okay. It was still fun. I enjoyed it. It's just fun getting out there. All righty, let's go to the phones. Line 2, Autumn is with us out of Elko, Nevada. Autumn, thanks for calling Gun Talk.
Thank you. I happened to be scrolling through the stations and everything, and I came across yours, and I haven't turned it off since.
Well, great. Welcome.
So I did have a question. Now, we're avid gun owners. You know, my whole side of the family, most of my husband's side of the family and everything. But to be completely blunt, I caught hell from my mother-in-law because when my kids turned 2, I bought them each a .22 rifle. You know, just a little cricket and everything. Now, mind you, my son is 6 now. My daughter's 4, and my daughter can break down my .380 and clean it. She can't quite put it back together yet, but she can break it down and clean it herself. You know, and I just wanted your opinion on that. Like, how do you feel about, you know, kids in gun families who actually know to respect the firearms? How do you feel about them being able to access them?
Excellent question. Excellent. And my answer will not make some people happy, but that's okay. All right. Here's what I think. I think it's absolutely wonderful that you bought these kids guns when they were real little. As long as, and here's where we're going to get to the heart of the matter, as long as they can't get to them.
Oh, no. Okay. They're locked up. We do have a gun safe.
Okay, done deal. It's easy. Then where's the problem? So they only can access them when you have adult supervision, right?
Yes.
There's no problem. I mean, it's just not an issue. And I get it. Some people say, you know, the kids and guns, blah, 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 blah. It's not a problem. As long as you're there making sure everything's safe. And I'm going to say this again because some people say, well, I just teach my kids and I just tell them to leave them alone and they just leave them alone. Yeah, right. They're kids. And what about their friends when they come over to the house? I mean, even if you say my kids will never do that, well, maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong, but they have friends that come over. You really, and I hate it that we have to say this, but you really do have to do exactly what you're doing. And good on you, Autumn, for understanding the responsibility that comes with that. But the other part, that's wonderful. The fact that they can shoot, they're learning responsibility, they're learning mechanical stuff, they're being taught day by day, whenever they go out, whether they're handling a gun, this is a serious matter. You only do this when we're around. We will teach you the rules of gun safety. There's nothing wrong with that.
And I did have one other question. Now, mind you, my daughter's based around color right now. She loves her guns. She really does. And we took her out and, you know, let her shoot the 12 gauge and everything. She decided she doesn't like it because she can't hold it tight. Of course, you know, because we hold it for her. But she wants a pistol. And I need your opinion on this because I've been told by a few different people, including my father, that I should wait for her hand to grow before I get her a pistol because otherwise it's just not going to sit right with her. How do you, I mean, is that right? Should I wait for her to get a little bigger before we get her one?
She's 6 years old?
She's 4. My 6-year-old's my son.
Yeah, you don't need to get her a pistol. Do you have a pistol? There's no point in getting her a pistol. In fact, she doesn't actually need to have any guns as long as you have guns. But let me just say this. I mean, you said something that I perked up on. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, she has no business shooting a 12-gauge shotgun. I don't care who is holding it. None.
Right. And I do understand that. And I do respect that. But since we were out skeet shooting and everything, she decided she wanted to try, so I gave her the opportunity, holding it myself against my thigh and everything. She decided, all she did was pull the trigger on it and everything like that.
Oh, okay. So she wasn't holding it in her shoulder. Okay, yeah, all right.
No. It was against my thigh. Oh, God, no. She's too little for that.
Okay.
I know that.
Okay. All right. Okay. I just want to make sure. Okay, we're okay then. All right, we're okay. I would say don't buy them any. Honestly, you don't have to buy them any guns right now. There's plenty of time for that. Or if you just want to buy them something, say this will be yours when you turn 18. You'll be able to shoot it, until then. But there's really no need to buy them anything. You buy it for yourself. If you want to let them shoot a 22 pistol, that's fine. Nothing bigger than that. Nothing bigger than 22s. What you might even do, you might even look at BB guns and pellet guns because there are some really good ones out there. Or maybe even airsoft guns is another way to go. But I did try that, and I will admit to you completely honestly, when we went to Shields, located in Sparks, Nevada, and before I bought her 22, and I handed her a BB gun and everything like that, and she told me at she was a little over 2.5, she said, it doesn't weigh right. It's not heavy. So she knew it wasn't a real gun because she's shot our 22s before, our small ones and everything. And we tried the BB gun round, and they just don't seem to like them as much because we take them out hunting with us and stuff like that. And here's the only thing. Just remember, Autumn, who the adults are, and one of the kindest things you can do to your kids is to tell them, no, you don't get to do that, not now. You're going to have to wait a few years, maybe get bigger. When you get bigger, we'll be able to do that. Just remember who's driving the bus on this, and it's not them, it's you. But I applaud you in taking steps and being responsible. I like the way that you are storing your guns. Way to go. Hey, I'm glad you discovered Gun Talk. We are here every Sunday. Hope that you tell your friends. All right. It is Gun Talk. 866-TALK-GUN will get you in here. I'm Tom Gresham, and we will be right back.
In the field or on the range, you need a trigger you can trust. For over 60 years, Timney triggers have been trusted by hunters and shooters everywhere. A Timney trigger could mean the difference between a great shot and a miss. Timney triggers are proudly made in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. To order, go to timneytriggers.com. That's TIMNEY triggers.com.
Sid is on the way. Silencer Shop has shipped a Sid kiosk to a gun store near you. What is Sid? It's secure identity documentation, where you and all of your trustees can register, get fingerprinted, and complete the documents necessary to own a silencer in your gun trust. Easy, ATF compliant, and you only need to visit Sid once. Get to know Sid, your new 41F champion. Learn more at silencershop.com. Making the world a quieter place.
In the war on terror, fighting crime in the streets, in competition and homes around the world, one name in firearms stands out: Sig Sauer. Our pistols and rifles are renowned for their unfailing performance. This same commitment to excellence can be found in our line of SigTac accessories and the training offered by the Sig Sauer Academy. For unmatched quality, reliability, and innovation when it counts, choose Sig Sauer. Visit sigsauer.com today.
Responsible owners control access to their firearms, even when they may need them in a hurry. Liberty Safe, the nation's leader in gun safes, offers 6 models of handgun vaults. Strong, simple to use, open with a key or fingerprint. Put your handgun in the compact vault, lock it away until you need it. Then it's in your hand almost instantly. Pick the Liberty Safe handgun vault that's right for you. LibertySafeHD.com.
I love a good story. Myron has one on line 3 out of North Dakota. Myron, tell us this story.
I'm working on North Dakota. I have a home in Minnesota, and a convenience store had a no guns allowed sign just got put up.
Hey, Myron, can I ask you, are you on a speakerphone by chance?
So I've been waiting a while. I took it off. And I saw this sign up. My wife told me about it, and I was up early one day, and I made a poster, and I wrote on it with black magic marker, thank you for trusting the criminals more than you do your valued customers. And then I put an arrow to their sign, and I said, please take this down. And it was gone that day. Never come back.
All right, let me stop you because we couldn't understand anything you said while you're on speakerphone. So start over, would you please?
Not on speakerphone at all.
I know, but when you were, whatever was going on, we couldn't understand. You go to a store, they've got a no gun sign, and you put your own sign up next to it that says, thanks for trusting the criminals more than us, and you put that up, and then what happened?
Yes, and then I put I said, thank you for trusting your customers, and I put a arrow to their sign, and I said, please take this down, and they took it down.
Did you talk to them about it?
Nope, didn't say a word.
Interesting.
Not a word.
Huh. What kind of store?
It was a convenience store, a Phoenix.
A convenience store. Well, I'll be darned.
Yes.
Well, you know what? Good on you. That's the way to take action. You did something. The sign came down. You let them know what you thought. It wasn't confrontational, but it was pretty direct. Did you expect that would happen?
Well, I wasn't so sure. I know the people, okay? And they know my opinion on things and such, but I imagine it was the major company, and then they decided maybe we shouldn't, So.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, look, Myron, I appreciate you telling the story. That is great. Let's go to line 1. Alice is with us out of Jasper, Arkansas. Hey, Alice, you have made it on to Gun Talk.
Yes, how about that? How are you today, Tom?
I'm great. What you thinking?
Well, I am very, very concerned, as everybody is, about voting fraud and wanting to make sure that we get Trump elected because we're sick and tired of the criminals being in charge of everything. And it doesn't seem that difficult to me to work a simple step, and that would be for every precinct to have 2 separate voting stations. If you want to go vote for Hillary for president, you go over on Brown Street. And if you want to vote for Trump, you go over to Baker Street. And there will be no machine inside that precinct voting area that will have any more than one president for that particular voting precinct. So you can't have any voting fraud. And the people that go into the Trump station, for example, you'll see how many are going into that station easily. And then you'll see how many, however few, will be going into the Hillary station. And it'll be quite obvious. And so that would solve a lot of the voter fraud, if you understand what I'm saying. You cannot vote for Hillary at the Trump station.
Right. I understand. But here would be my question. What does that do to the whole secret ballot concept where people don't know who you voted for?
I think that wickedness and evilness is done in the darkness. And if the people are really as serious as they say they are about change and about getting rid of the criminals in our government, then they're going to have to step up to the plate, just like they're willing to step up to the plate about owning a gun. You either are in or you're out. And if you're in for freedom and you're in for our Constitution and Bill of Rights, and you do not want to be a good globalist, then you better be willing to stand up and state your piece. And that means you walk into the precinct where there is no possibility of voting for Hillary, and you walk into the Trump station and you vote for Trump, and then they've got to count on how many people are going into that station as opposed to who's going into the other station, and there cannot be any fraud that way.
Interesting idea. You said something that was interesting, and that is basically getting rid of the criminals that we have now in elected position. Do you think that is a large part of what is driving the support for Trump? It's just basically that he's not them. I mean, I certainly do.
Pardon me?
I certainly do think that it is part of the deal that, I guess the question is, to what extent do you think Trump support comes from people just saying, we don't want the same old people in there because we think they're all crooks?
I think that the people realize more and more they're waking up to the fact that there's a lot of corruption, that the mainstream news media is owned and operated by the Democrats, and et cetera, and it's very biased. Even Pence is saying that on his tours. I mean, and so is Trump. They're all saying it's rigged, it's rigged, it's rigged. Well, we've got to start taking very drastic steps because we're almost out of time. And the people in Brexit, for example, they had to go ahead and risk, all kinds of threats against them if they stood up for what they believed, but they had the guts and the stamina to stand up for what they believed. And I think it's time for a little backbone to happen in this country, and we're going to have to just put aside some of our secret voting and get right out there in your face. We want Trump, and we don't want any more fraud, and we're not afraid to say that this is what we're voting for. You can vote for all those other things in secret because they can have all those other little things on the agenda that you can vote for individually, but there will not be a opportunity at the precincts to vote for any other presidential candidate but the one precinct that you walk into, either a Trump precinct or a Hillary precinct.
Interesting concept, Alice. Look, thank you so much for your call. Alice basically saying, hey, stand up and be counted. Don't be ashamed. Don't hide behind anything. That's an interesting thought. Line 4, Jacqueline is out of Fort Mojave, Bliss says Arkansas. Is that right? Jacqueline, is that where you are? Hey, Jacqueline, you there? Jacqueline put her phone down. We'll come back to her. Okay. All right, let's drop down to line 2. Brandon's with us out of Minden, Nevada. Hey, Brandon, you there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
All righty. What you thinking?
Well, I am a huge fan of the looks and feel of lever-action rifles. I've never hunted with one, and I like the idea of being able to buy 357 rounds for my favorite handgun and for, well, a potential hunting rifle. And I was curious how effective a 357 would be at putting down deer and at how many yards.
Yes, for 357 in a rifle, especially because you're going to get a good bit more velocity than you would at a revolver. You're going to get, first of all, yes, it's a good deer cartridge. Range distance, 100, maybe 150 yards would be my guess. I would think you'd be stretching it to get past 150 yards. And of course, as always, the key is going to be to have good bullets, that are made for hunting. But yeah, it worked fine. And I'm with you, man. As far as the feel of a lever-action rifle, just love it. It is so much fun to go out and shoot. They feel good in your hand when you're walking around. They're so slim and trim.
You feel like a man holding a lever action,
You're like John Wayne. That's right.
That's exactly it.
I like it.
And then do
you have one
for the 357? Oh, go ahead.
No, do you have a lever action 357?
No. I'm looking to buy in one. The only reason I would have bought one is if I could use it to hunt, because I have a 357 revolver. But I was also curious if there's any 357 pistols that you would recommend.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of 357 revolvers, not pistols, but revolvers that I would recommend.
I don't need any more revolvers. I'm looking for pistols, semi-auto.
You want a semi-auto? There aren't very many made. Coonan makes one. I think maybe Desert Eagle has a 357. So, like Jim says, just get a 10 millimeter. Because now you're going to have that kind of power and maybe a little bit more, and that's a lot easier to find a good 10-millimeter semi-auto.
Well, like I said, I just like the idea of having, one round for multiple guns. That's why I really like the idea of the 357.
Yeah, but, a revolver goes real well with a lever action. At least that would be my argument. And I would even be tempted to go with a single action revolver if I'm going to have a lever action rifle. Those two just seem to go together well. Hey, Brandon, thank you for your call. I appreciate that. Let's see. Yes, we have time. James is in Texarkana, line 3. James, we have about a minute for you, so dive in, please.
I'm just interested in buying an AR-15. I don't know much about them. Just like your idea on this.
Okay, let me just give you the real quick version of this. The thing that is nice about an AR is you can buy one that's kind of any configuration you want. You can always change the configuration. That's the essence of an AR. You can change the forearm. You can change the barrel length. You can change the grips. You can change just almost everything on it later on. The main thing is just to get one. As far as I would get one of those simple ones, the Smith & Wesson M&P 15 Sport, the Ruger 5.56. Pick a brand that you know. Pick a brand that you like. I mean, SIG, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, it doesn't matter. Pick a known brand. Just get one. Start shooting it. And then at a certain point, you're going to say, oh, well, I think I would rather have this thing on it. You can change all that. I mean, and if you don't know how to do it, your gunsmith can help you with that. But it's really easy to change the parts on an AR-15. It's completely modular. It's pretty hard to go wrong. But just the main thing is if you have any interest in it, go ahead and get one. I would probably put, if it were me, yeah, that's right. Brownell's website, brownells.com, has a Build an AR website, and they tell you how to build one, how to change things out. But I would also get some kind of an optic to put on it, probably like a red dot or a very low power magnification scope. I just have become a real fan of those. I think a red dot on an AR is one of the coolest combinations going, as long as you're not using it for long range. Now, you can use them out at 600 yards with a good scope, but they work just fine because there are some really accurate rifles out there. Some of the ARs are crazy accurate. Varmint hunters are using them now, shooting prairie dogs at 300-400 yards. It's like a friend of mine said, hey, man, that's just almost like cheating. Now, he didn't feel bad about it. He was okay with it. Cheating's all allowed, It's prairie dogs. Come on, we're shooting. There you go. 866-TALK-GUN. If you have something to share, a range report, let us know. I'm Tom Gresham. This is Gun Talk.
Gun Talk encourages you to support the local sporting goods store, gun stores, ATV dealers, and other local businesses in your area who advertise on this station and Gun Talk. Only together can we protect our rights. You're listening to Washington Times opinion page regular contributor Tom Gresham.
Love range reports. To get this one in via email from Micah. Micah says, hey, Tom, I've seen the future, at least in gun retailing. Says he lives in Salt Lake City area. He's recently visited 2 businesses who he thinks grasp the future of firearms. He says, one is called TNT and is an urban gun try club. Indoor skeet. That's cool. Underground 100-yard rifle ranges. The wind never blows. Pistol shooting suites, and a 300-degree wraparound simunitions trainer, along with the gun shop and a really decent burger joint. A burger joint. You getting this? This is upscale. This is cool. The other is called Ready Gunner. Aside from a top-notch store and ranges, they have a built-in a build counter where you pick the components of your MSR, your modern sporting rifle, and they have an area with all the tools where they'll help you build it. I love it. Legos for adults, he calls it. It's an amazing experience. This, he says, is how we are going to reach the urban population who lack the hunting or other connection to guns. Thanks for all you do. No, Micah, thank you. I think you're right. This is the kind of store for the gun owner 2.0 that's going to work. And there's business opportunity there. Now, the flip side of that is it's only going to work in large population areas. When you get out in Podunk, USA, there's not going to be enough people to support a store like that. And that's just the nature of the beast. But maybe if you're in Podunk, USA, you have places to shoot. If you're in a big urban area in Salt Lake City or Denver or Scottsdale or someplace, then you go to one of these country clubs, and it makes sense. And I agree. I think this is where we're going to get our Gun Owner 2.0. This is where it's going to happen. All right, line one. John is in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Hey, John, what happened?
Yes, sir. Nice day today. About 10 years ago, I had a friend of mine bought a brand new Savage 300 Winchester. Mm-hmm. He shot it one weekend, and he came to me on Wednesday. This is middle of hunting season, and said, "Look, that Browning you have, which was a Browning 270 Browning, I've been using for years." He goes, "Do you want to swap them out?" And I got nervous because this is where we hunt every weekend. And, on Wednesday's not the day to be trading guns.
No,
I took it home. I took it home. I got a 45 millimeter Bushnell. I dusted it on, set a piece of paper on the fence with a little tiny dot, maybe a 16th inch in diameter, about 40 feet across the swimming pool. Got me some bath towels. Got the gun set up, pulled the bolt out. I started looking down the center of the barrel, one of the oldest tricks in the world.
Sure, bore sighting, yeah.
I got the sight right on that little tiny dot. And I was like, okay. I got to the camp. First thing I did was I had to shoot the gun. And that was before we had these targets where they had the yellow paint behind them. So, you couldn't hardly... First shot was a major bullseye. I had to send somebody down there to look at it. I said, "Man, you're right through this. It's major bullseye right through the middle." And I said, "You got to be kidding me!" And I shot it 3 times. At 3 other, this was like a 5-target.
Right.
Every one of them in the exact middle.
Wow!
So I went home and I did what I thought might not be a good idea. I Loctited every screw, nut bolt, everything on there that held that scope where it's at. And I haven't touched it in 10 years. And I'm getting too old and winded. I can't track deer anymore. So, I'm mainly 9 out of 10 times if it's a headshot. Because I know where the bullet's going to hit.
And you got an accurate rifle that you have confidence in.
Well, that's what's always been like that. I know if the crosshair's on the back of the neck, that's where he's going to get hit.
Well, and then, to your point, that's the whole beauty of mounting a scope properly and getting it locked in and then having that confidence. And I think we don't often give that enough emphasis. If you have confidence in your equipment and your ability to use it, you will make better shots. And the confidence comes from going out and shooting it and knowing that it works. Hey, John, I appreciate that range report. That is terrific. Dell's got another range report for us out of California. He's on line 4. Hey, Dell.
Hey, sir. How you doing?
Great.
I just wanted to give a shout-out to my gun store, Uncle Sam's Firearms in Fresno, California. It reminds me of the places I grew up in Idaho going to as a kid. Kind of a Cracker Barrel philosophy. And I know where the Waha store is up there, so that's kind of the kind of places I grew up at.
Obvious son of a gun. So the name of the place is Uncle Sam's, and they're in Fresno?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good deal. We got the shout-out going for it. I appreciate that. Thank you for letting us know. That is very cool. It's nice when you find a store that just works for you. They take care of you. They do what they're supposed to do, make you feel comfortable. It doesn't matter if it's rustic or it is high-end like we were talking about. When you find a place like that, support them. Support your local gun store and shooting ranges. Because if you don't, they're not going to be there when you need them. If you're buying all your stuff from the big box, wall, whatever it is, you know what I'm talking about. Where are you going to get your gun worked on? Where are you going to go to shoot? Take care of that local gun store. They'll be around for you. 866 Talk Gun.
The Black Hills. There's nothing like it on Earth. The kind of place where characters become legends. Wild Bill Hickok, Crazy Horse, Calamity Jane, Pick any part of the world and you'll find people go there to make it their own. But this is where people come to get made. This is the place that made the people who make the best ammo on earth. Black Hills Ammunition.
The Ruger American Rifle is a 100% American-made firearm that offers outstanding performance at a great price. Available in standard size and compact models, it features power bedding integral bedding blocks, a Ruger Marksman adjustable trigger, a flush-fit 4-round rotary magazine, and a 3-lug bolt with 70-degree throw. Compact models feature a shorter length of pull and a shorter barrel for a reduction in overall length of more than 5 inches. The Ruger American Rifle, another rugged and reliable firearm from Ruger.
Crimson Trace announces the revolutionary Link, the world's first wireless laser and white light system. Combining a green laser at 300 lumen light with instinctive activation for AR-type modern sporting rifles. Link offers wireless control of the laser and light from the ergonomic replacement grip, eliminating the need to reach for the rifle's forend. Link. Smart, simple, secure. Available now. Visit crimsontrace.com to find a dealer near you.
You like free stuff, right? You like good deals, and you want more guns, ammo, and accessories. So, get all of that with the free, yes, the free smartphone app, Gun Dealio. With Gun Dealio on your phone, you'll get special offers and deals when you walk into a gun store. Plus, check it anytime for hundreds of deals and offers. Who wouldn't want that? Gun Dealio at the App Store and Google Play. GunDealio.com.
The XDM 3.8 Compact from Springfield Armory is 2 guns in 1. Use as your concealed carry gun with a compact magazine and use the extended magazine for home defense. Carry 13 rounds of 9mm in the compact magazine and a whopping 19 rounds in the extended magazine. To see the entire family of Springfield Armory XDM pistols, go to SpringfieldArmory.com. That's SpringfieldArmory.com.
All right, 866-TALK-GUN gets you in here. Just dial Tom Talk Gun. That's pretty much the same thing. Yeah, he can. We'll do that, Michelle. Let's see here. Line 3, Alex is on line 3, driving somewhere. Hey, Alex.
Hi, I'm coming from North Carolina to Utah. Found your show, love it, and I would like to learn how to reload. I am so new at this. I am glow-in-the-dark green. I don't even know where to start. Please help.
Okay, let's see. You're going to need several things. There are videos available on how to... Well, first of all, let me back up. What do you want to reload? Shotgun, rifle, pistol?
I've got 9mm, and I have 9mm short, so let's start there.
Okay, start there.
Pistol.
Probably the thing to do is to do a little YouTube looking, because YouTube has everything, and do the how to reload. The companies that make reloading equipment have good videos on how the process works. It is so much easier now than it used to be before we had all of this video available. And we were trying to learn this out of books and go, well, what do they mean when you do? And now you can just see it. What you will need is a package, and you can buy a package of equipment. They just sell, you got the reloading press and the powder measure and all the other stuff you need. And it's a kit. So you get a kit from RCBS or Hornady or somebody, and there are different companies that make that. That's easy to find. And then you look at the YouTube videos, and then you're going to buy some components, which would be, you need brass. There are 4 things that go into a cartridge: primer, brass, powder, and bullet. You'll buy those, and then it really, honestly, if you can bake a cake, you can reload. It is easy, easy, easy. It just requires attention so you're not distracted while you're doing it. The cost to get into it is going to be a few $100 for the equipment and everything. And then, of course...
That's all?
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, you're probably anywhere between $200 and $400 as probably just a ballpark. And you're up and running, and you can be set up, and you're reloading ammo.
Okay. Is there any particular brand or manufacturer that you would suggest looking at to begin with?
Probably I would either go with Hornaday or RCBS. It's like Romeo Charlie Bravo Sierra, RCBS. And those are the two you're going to find when you go into stores. So if you go into a store and buy a kit, you can do that. You can buy them online. If you can find them at a good gun store, the beauty of that is that they can help you when you have questions. You say, I need to buy a kit for reloading, a 9mm, and you'll get a set of dies. These terms will start to make sense to you after you've looked at the videos a little bit. And you'll get a set of dies for reloading 9mm. And just don't go too far. Just get the set, start working out. Don't let somebody talk you into buying a progressive loader. I don't think at first. That's one that turns out a lot of ammo in a hurry. Personally, I would suggest getting what's called a single-stage loader. And that'll get you going, and you'll learn the process. If you say later on, boy, I'm shooting a lot, I'm going to be shooting 500 rounds a week, then I need a progressive loader, or a machine that'll really crank out ammo. But if you're not going to be shooting all that much, start with a single-stage loader. You'll be glad you did. You'll really understand the process better. But yeah, again, YouTube is your friend in this case. Just look up getting started in reloading, and it'll all be there.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the call. Line 2, Brad's with us in Kansas, Fleck, Kansas. Hey, Brad.
Hey, Tom. I was just wondering if you had a trick to manage keeping track of your magazines. I'm not having trouble with my AR mags or 1911 mags. It's those double stack mags. They all look the same.
Oh, I see what you're doing. I got you. You know, I don't have the problem because I kind of have stashed different places. But, a really easy way to go is you can get, the black Sharpie markers? Well, they make those in different colors. You can get a silver Sharpie marker. And you could actually write on the side of like a black magazine or use the black one on the side of a silver magazine and just write, Ruger SR9 or Springfield XD or whatever the gun is that the magazine goes for. And that's just a real easy way to identify each of the mags.
Yeah, that'd probably work. I thought about just rubber banding and try to band them all together, keep them in one place. But when they get in the safe, they get switched around and moved. And
yeah. Well, you could rubber band them. You could stick them in a big old gallon Ziploc bag, a see-through Ziploc bag, and that way, when you pick up the bag, you don't have to wonder what's in it. You can see through there.
That might be the way to go. But
yeah, that way
I knew you had to have something to come up with because every time I go out and shoot, I got to search through there for the mags because those double stack look all the same.
Yep, I think that's the thing to do is just bag them in those Ziploc bags, clear plastic bags. That way you can look in there and you've already labeled them, and you can even write on the outside of the bag what it is. Of course, you could use any kind of a canvas bag or something like that, but just any kind of system. But you go through it once, identify them, and put them in the right bag, and I think that would take care of you. So there you go. Pete, I've got time for you. Line 1. Pete, I've got 35 seconds. So tell me about this giving away the rifle.
All right. This is Pete in Abilene, Texas. Thanks for taking my call. You were talking about 357 lever action. Well, Disabled American Veterans, Chapter 36 in Abilene, Texas, is raffling off a Henry 357 38 Special lever action. This is a fine piece of machinery. I'll even give you a range report. I fired the one we had last year. I have access to it. A fine shooting piece of machinery.
All right, so real quick, how can somebody find? Hey, Pete, we're going to run out of time. We got like 15 seconds left. Do they have to get those tickets locally, or is there a way to buy them online?
$10 a ticket, $10 a try. We'll be at the gun show in Abilene Civic Center, October 22 and 23. The raffle will be at Veterans Day on the 11th.
All right, so there you go. Going to be at the gun show. That's where you can get them. I knew he could do it. We got it in there. Hot dog. All right, we can still get you in here. 866-TALK-GUN. Yeah, we're down to the wire on this election, aren't we? And yeah, nobody's happy about it. At the same time, got to be an adult because you know what you have to do. All right, this is interesting. I have 2 emails, 2 range reports for the exact same thing. Both Bill and Scott went to the first ever gun sight pistol 250 class conducted at the Thunderbird Firearms Academy in Wichita, Kansas. So now you can do a gun sight class in Virginia, and you can do one in Kansas. That's pretty cool. Obviously, you can go out to Arizona. Let's see. Bill says, world-class indoor training facility, awesome training experience. Instructors were first rate. My pistol skills have improved 100%. Scott says, I just completed the Gun Sight 250 class at Thunderbird's Firearm Academy in Wichita, Kansas. Holy cow, exclamation point. I am thoroughly impressed with the quality of the instructors. The instructors told us what to do, how to do it, and also explained the why. As the drills removed any doubt I have about what they're saying actually works. Well, walked away from this course with a lot of new knowledge and skills that have given me a cautious confidence in knowing that I can safely and responsibly protect my family. Without hesitation, I recommend the Gun Sight 250 pistol course and the Thunderbird Firearms Academy. Now, those are good range reports. Here comes another range report from Scott on line 4. He's in Idaho Falls, Idaho. Hey, Scott, tell me about Davidson's Gallery of Guns.
I wanted to give my experience dealing with the Gallery of Guns.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 10-millimeter pistol I'd wanted for a long time, but I always had worried about the frame or the slide cracking and thought, if I buy some Gallery of Guns, I get that lifetime guarantee.
That's right.
So no worries.
So you bought it?
I bought it. It's a Witness. It's a stock one. I'll probably switch out the safety because it's a giant competition safety and it comes off on its own sometimes. But
right,
great shooting pistol.
Well, good. And did the experience went okay? Getting it through Gallery of Guns and they shipped it to your local dealer?
Yeah, super easy.
Excellent. Well, that is a great range report. Yeah, it's just so darn easy. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. The Gallery of Guns, it's galleryofguns.com. You just go on there, find the thing you're looking for. You buy it. They send it to your local dealer. The dealer makes money on the deal without having to stock the gun. You get the gun shipped in like a couple of days. It comes with a lifetime warranty. It just flat works. It's a pretty cool, easy system. So there you go. All right. Just as we go out of here, just food for thought. Not that anybody everybody understands this at this point. We were talking earlier about now they're saying that Hillary Clinton has promised Michael Bloomberg, the most anti-gun guy, billionaire out there, that he could be Secretary of State. Oh, yeah, that's what you need. Talk about ruining us with the UN and the gun bans and all of that. She wants to undo our Protection of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act. In other words, make it possible to sue the gun makers out of existence. She says that she will, through executive order, change the law. The current law says that if you buy a gun from a gun store, they have to do a background check. If you buy a gun from a private individual, you don't have to do a background check. That is the law. Well, you would go to Congress to change the law, right? Nope. She says she's just going to issue an executive order. She calls it the gun show loophole. It has nothing to do with gun shows. It has everything to do with private sales. They want to know every gun that changes hands in America. That's what it's about. So that if you gave a gun to your son, you gave a gun to somebody, you sold a gun to somebody you know, you would have to go to a store. You'd have to get the FBI to say, yes, you can. Mother, may I please? And here's the thing. Once that's required, if the system slows down or they shut down the system, it becomes illegal to transfer or sell or give away a gun to anybody in any form. Gee, you think they haven't figured that one out? You know what you have to do. We're going to be doing the after show in just a minute. Be sure if you missed that, you want to download it. Hey, it's easy. Get the Gun Dealio app. You can listen to the after show every week. In the meantime, go out and do a little shooting. Watch your six when you walk around town. Be careful.